everyone, my name is Danny from Danny's Book Corner, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some fall releases, some that I'm really excited about, and some just in case you didn't know that they were coming out, and if you're interested in them. So let's get started. I don't have this in the order in which they are going to be released, and I really should have them in that order, but down below I'm going to have the name of the book, the author, and the release date as I'm saying it. I'm also going to have links to all the books on their Goodreads pages down below as well, so you can check those out. The first book that I have is The Lovely Reckless by Kami Garcia, and this will be releasing on October 4th. Basically, it is a contemporary romance, which is very different from many of the other books that she has written with Margaret Stohl, such as the Beautiful Creatures and Dangerous Creatures series. And basically what I read online was that this is basically if you took Romeo and Juliet and Fast and Furious and made them together, that's basically what this book is. The main character is a very privileged teen girl, and she really likes this guy who's like a street racer. So there you go. It sounds kind of interesting. I'm kind of interested in how Kami Garcia is going to write contemporary romance, because I've never read anything by her that is contemporary. Probably one of a lot of people's most anticipated books of this year is going to be Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and this is releasing on November 8th. Basically, it is a prequel to Alice in Wonderland, and it tells the story of the Queen of Hearts before she became the Queen of Hearts. And now, I've never read Alice in Wonderland. I'm really not even sure what it's about, so don't kill me. I never watched the movie, never read the books, but it really does sound interesting because Marissa Meyer's other series, very successful series, The Lunar Chronicles, is also a bunch of fairy tale retellings. So it'll be interesting to see how she translates this one into a retelling. Two books that I had on this list, because I planned to film this video earlier, but that didn't happen, are Empire of Storms and Tales of the Peculiar, which are out right now. So as this video is live, you can get these books. So Empire of Storms is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. I haven't read the thing because if I say anything about it, it's going to be spoilers if you haven't read the rest of the series. Tales of the Peculiar is basically a bunch of short stories from the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children stories by Ransom Riggs. So I think a lot of people who like this series are probably going to be interested in picking that up. Now, I haven't read the whole series, so I'm not sure I'm really going to pick it up, but I do know it has a really gorgeous cover. Another one of a lot of people's most anticipated books of this year is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is releasing on September 27th. Now, what I've gathered of this book is basically, I have my notes here because I need to read what this says. It says, basically, it's the aftermath of a war between gods and men, and it has a mythic hero with blood on his hands, a young librarian with a singular dream, and a girl every bit as perilous as she is imperiled. And it says, this is quotes from what Laini Taylor said that this book is about. And she also said, alchemy and blood candy, and nightmares and godspawn, moths and monsters, friendship and treachery, love and carnage. So that sounds pretty interesting from what I can tell. Now, one of my most anticipated books of this year is The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. This will be releasing on October 11th of this year, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Young Elites trilogy. Now, I have just ordered The Rose Society, so I can read that, and then I can hopefully pick up The Midnight Star really soon after its release, so I can read the series like as it has just finished. Because if you have been watching my channel, you know that The Young Elites was one of the best books that I read last year, so I really need to continue on with that series, and I can't believe that the finale is already here. Like, Marie Lu puts out a book every single year. Like, it's amazing. Another one of a lot of people's most anticipated books this year is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is releasing on September 27th. Basically, this is the sequel to her previous book, Six of Crows, which also takes place in the same world as her Greaser trilogy, which starts with Shadow and Bone, which I have behind me somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Ta-da! See? Which I have right here, which I have not read yet, and I probably should. I just don't really know much about it. All I know is that Six of Crows is kind of following a bunch of thieves and stuff. Another one of my most anticipated books that will be releasing very shortly is Gemena by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This will be releasing October 18th of this year, and I'm so excited because I read Illuminae, and I really loved it, and I really need the sequel, and I'm so excited that the sequel is coming out so soon, because I need to read the second one, and I feel like the way that one ended, it's set up for a lot more books, so there might be like 5 books in that series. Like, it has a setup for so many more books. Another very interesting book that is releasing is called Three Dark Crowns by Kentane Blako, and this is releasing on September 20th. Basically, what I have gathered from this book is that there are 3 sisters who are going to be the heirs to the throne, but in order to get the crown, they have to fight to the death. So, it's like Hunger Games with royalty, kind of, ish, but they're sisters, so that's kind of weird. This sounds really interesting. A lot of people have it on their wish list. I might check it out. We'll see. Another very highly anticipated book is Replica by Lauren Oliver. This will be releasing on October 4th. Basically what this book is about is that you have 2 girls with 2 very different stories, and I think that there are like 3 different ways you can read that book, because you can like flip it over and you can read the 2 sides, because you literally have to flip the book over. The girls' names are Lyra and Gemma, so you can just read Lyra's story all the way through, then you can flip it over, read Gemma's story all the way through, or you can do the opposite, or you can read 1 chapter of Lyra and 1 chapter of Gemma, 1 chapter Lyra, 1 chapter Gemma, and keep going back and forth like that. But that would be really annoying because you have to keep flipping the book over. So if I get this book, I'm not doing that. That's just really, really annoying. But I think if I would like to reread it, I might do it that way. But I think like the first time I would read it, I would read one of them first, then the other one. So these 2 girls do have a connection. Lyra is in an institution in which they're making human replicas. Gemma discovers that her father has a connection to this facility, and Lyra is trying to escape, and I believe Gemma leaves her home state, and I think they might meet up somewhere. Who knows? I gotta read it to find out. Another interesting book that is going to be releasing very soon is called A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess, I think that's how you say it. And this is releasing September 20th. This book follows a female sorceress. She's the first one in 100 years, and she has this really cool power to like just burst into flames. I think that's really cool. I like elemental powers, and I just ordered a bunch of books that have like elemental powers and stuff, and I'm gonna probably order this book because it sounds really, really interesting. She saves her friend by using her power, and she's becoming the king's sorceress. And the last book that I have on this list is called What Light by Jay Asher. This is releasing on October 11th of this year. This sounds like a pretty good Christmassy read because part of it takes place on a Christmas tree farm in Oregon, and part of it takes place in Christmas time in California. It's just a very, very Christmassy book, so I might get it around Christmas time. It's very different from Jay Asher's other book, 13 Reasons Why, which deals with very, very serious issues. I think this is probably a little bit more lighthearted maybe than that book, but I probably will still pick it up because I really enjoyed his writing when I read that book. Now I'm talking really fast because my camera's about to die, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as I said, the links to the Goodreads of all the books that I mentioned will be down below, so you can check those out. All my social media links are also down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will just see you guys all later. Bye!